The RV Show USA is brought to you by Flagstaff, building better RVs, making smarter RVers.
Why is it that people respond more to the negatives than they do to positives? Why is it that people make world-class bad decisions that they will regret only months, sometimes way less than that, from when they were so confident they were making the right decision? Well, last week you heard the story of a man that landed in RV purgatory. So many people, thousands of people reached out and seemed to get energized from the story. And the sad thing about that RVer was that if he did his homework, I believe he could have completely avoided his bad decision. But talk about negative people, good grief. In this opening segment, I'm going to give you my thoughts about this negativity, and at the same time, we'll explore the possibility that being a somewhat skeptical RV buyer is a good thing. So, welcome to the RV Show USA. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman, watching out for consumers and doing my best to give you some ammo, give you some info, give you some things to think about, things to really think about before you run off and possibly make an expensive mistake in buying the wrong RV from the wrong RV dealer. For now, though, our 24-hour voicemail is 1330-WINGMAN. I'll mention it again before we go to break, and we would love to hear your thoughts. So, I heard the saying many, many years ago that I'm sure you've heard it too, that when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. I wonder if that's really true. Week after week, month after month, I'm behind this microphone sharing my perspective, not that I'm 100% right all the time, not even, but sharing information that I know can be a benefit to those who are thinking about buying an RV, and for those even who already have one. Rarely a week goes by when I don't get at least one phone call from somebody saying that they wish they would have found this show before they bought their RV. Buying the wrong RV is never fun. Not only is it usually very expensive and a negative experience, but it's a long, long one. The real cost is more than just financial, too. There's an emotional cost. And all too often, buying the wrong RV can turn a good relationship inside of a family that was hoping to have the RV bring them close together into a many months long argument where there are no winners. Happy RVers aren't happy RVers because their RV never breaks down, but they're happy because they understand that RVing is a process with ups and downs, kind of like being a parent. You know, it can be a royal pain way too often. If we hang on long enough, though, with our kids, try to work together, that kid that was a pain is more than worth it. If you think that owning an RV should be trouble-free, you probably shouldn't even think about becoming an RVer. There's something that happy RVers have, then that's a good attitude. They seem to be able to handle the occasional bumps in the road of RV ownership. They realize that it's all just part of the process. So am I suggesting that buying an RV should be looked at without emotion, without excitement? Yep, that's exactly what I'm saying. But I know it's hard to do. It is. I don't know very many people who can buy an RV that aren't excited. Hell, if you're not excited, there's probably something wrong with you. Buying an RV is exciting, but that excitement should be offset with, cautious pragmatism, so to speak. It may be sort of like having a cocktail or two might be okay at night, but to put on a bender before you go home, well, you're going to pay for it tomorrow, and maybe even on the way home. If you walk past that giant American flag and into the massive, beautiful showroom filled with cool-looking RVs, it's kind of like a kid, I think, that goes into Santa's workshop. Look at that! Look at that one. Hey, come over here. Look at this one. Check it out. I may be exaggerating just a little bit, but not too much. The problem is that if you are too excited, and if you are also a first-time buyer, or even if you've owned several RVs before, you don't know as much as you will know very, very soon, shortly after you bought that RV. And some folks learn really fast.
My name is Dee Dillard. I'm down here in South Florida. My wife and I recently purchased in April a Kodiak 18.5 MB. Within a week of using it, slide leaking. Called the dealership, which is Florida Outdoors. They said they'd fix it. Got it in, claimed they removed the whole slide, something to do with drip cups, so forth, so on. A week later, got it back, went to use our free camping that they gave us with the purchase of the camper and leaking again, same place, same spot. They happen to have Florida Outdoors close to the Okeechobee KOA. Had them come out and look at it, said they couldn't find anything, camped in it again during a depression that came across the state, pouring water, same spot. So finally got it in there, and since then it's been, we're going on 3 months, not really any contact, even weekly. Then the AC went out, and so they have not, it's just sitting outside, which we've had plenty of rain here in South Florida. AC is not working, and I'm sure it's not covered, so it's leaking. Unless they fixed it, no word on when we're getting parts, no word on when the AC might be fixed, no word on anything. Really piss poor customer service. So brand new, put a real sour taste in our mouth. My wife is a disabled veteran. We're both veterans, as a matter of fact, and I'm former law enforcement here in the state. So after watching a few of your podcasts, the general attorney does nothing. So here we go, trying to get this fixed, and now we don't even want it anymore. We're going to probably list it after they claim it's fixed and wash our hands. Thanks for listening. And I just joined your shows, and I like listening to every one of them, trying to binge watch them.
Wow. Let me tell you, there are a lot of RV dealers and RV salespeople that listen to this show, folks, and they don't like for me to play these kinds of messages, these kind of phone calls. They don't like these kind of monologues. But as I say, there are many great RV dealers too, but just not nearly enough of them. Here's a real quick example.
Hi, Alan. My name is David Trout. A year ago, my wife and I bought a used RV from a RV dealership. And we've had several things go wrong with it. The pump developed a crack, a water leak. The main gas valve went. A pipe underneath the shower separated, so the water wasn't going into the gray tank. And when we purchased this, we purchased it with a forever warranty. And yes, this was on a used trailer from Alpenhaus in Port Jervis, New Jersey. And they have backed it 100% with everything. Parts, labor, everything. I would never purchase another RV without this forever warranty. I believe this is the greatest thing going. And maybe you can look into it a little bit. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But we purchased it, and it's great. It's great. I just see so much bad about Camping World. And this Alpenhaus is trying to do the right thing here on the East Coast. Have a good day. Thank you.
Now, I have no idea of who Alpenhaus is, and I'm not endorsing the forever warranty that the caller's talking about. But what I am doing is hopefully providing an accurate picture of what RV ownership can be like. The happiest RVers that I know are people who are able to roll with the punches, who are a good balance between expectations and reality. And that's a difficult spot to find. That balancing point is different for every RV buyer. It's a combination of knowledge, education, of doing your homework, your own homework on selecting the right RV dealer, not just by the dream of RV ownership. When you read about crappy craftsmanship or sleazy RV dealers, yes, there are some RVs that are pretty crappy, and RV dealers that'll roll you like a breakfast burrito if they can, if they get a chance. That's exactly why you need to be careful. They're not all bad, not by a long shot. And don't let all the negative posts on social media turn you off of RVing. Just look at your purchase from a logical, realistic standpoint. Look for a dealer, hopefully a smaller dealer, at least an independent RV dealership, not a publicly traded company, not part of a great big huge chain. I've found that the level of service to be much better with the smaller dealerships, those that have to provide better service and a better overall experience than the mega dealers will. And they'll do everything possible to earn your business. I'm Alan Warren, the RV Wingman. Love to hear what you think. Leave me a voicemail at 1-330-WINGMAN, 1-330-WINGMAN. If you don't want to spell it out. 1-330-946-4626.